Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to the stream. I don't know what happened to xsinick there. She disappeared and she just became a mouth. I'm gonna test her again to see if she's working. You know how it goes here on the stream, guys. Sometimes we have little hitches. It's all good. Let's xsinick. Okay, that's better. There was some sort of glitch. What? Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to the stream. Okay, I would like anyone out there who has been watching the stream to let me know what two sticker reactions, what two view attacks came up. Just leave a comment. The first person to comment on that on YouTube. If you leave a comment on YouTube on this video, and you tell me what two view attacks came up, I would send you a really nice image to your email account. Just leave, I'll send you to your YouTube account. I'll send you a message with an image just for you. So just let me know what two things that popped up, and I'll let you know maybe the first 3 people. Let's do it like that. The first 3 people to let me know what came up. I will send you some exclusive imagery to your to your YouTube account. Hey, how's it going, everyone? And I'm constantly trying to think of ways to engage you guys and to put stuff out there that'll be pretty cool for us to do. Okay, so just so that you guys knew, my machine wiped out again. I was trying to install DaVinci Resolve, which is what I have, and for some reason I think like the drivers got overwritten for my graphics card, and it was a whole mess. So maybe that's why xsinick glitched, because I had to restore everything. So in that with that said, we'll be installing some stuff today and doing some work today. So I have two things to install. My two main programs that I'm using to create art right now. Actually, there's 3 or 4, right? But 3 main programs: the Gimp, Blender, and 3D Code. That's the 3 main ones. So we're gonna see how far we get with all that sort of stuff, installing that and that kind of thing. All right, guys, let's go. Okay, it's much better. So yeah, here we are on desktop, brand new, brand spanking new, fresh. And let's see what we can get up in here. So first of all, I'm gonna see if I can get the Gimp. Now in Linux, there's something like a software manager. I think Windows has one now too. I just finished installing Discord actually, so let's put Discord up there. And drop Discord right there. And you could do Blender from here. Let's see what version of Blender they have. 4.0. So I think this still might. Blender updates often, so that might be old. Let's put Blender 3D. Oh, I put 3. If you just put Blender, you'll literally get a kitchen appliance. Okay, and I'm gonna make a folder here called software. I'm just gonna dump Blender in there for now. We could do more elaborate things later. So yeah, that's what I'm guessing. The Blender here is the newest, so I'm gonna download Blender right here. Download Blender. Alright, the other one is the Gimp. Let's see, Gimp. Whoa, look at all these different kind of Gimp stuff that they have. Three 0.4. Let's see if that's the newest Gimp. Okay, what's the newest Gimp? Ah, I think it might be. So for one, they have the newest Gimp here in the software manager here. So I'm gonna use this one. 3.04. Yeah, let's go ahead and install Gimp. Oh, is it Flatpak? Let's see what the system one has. Oh, the system one has the old Gimp. Don't you have like Gimp 2? I don't like installing Flatpak stuff because it puts it in weird places where other things cannot get to it. So I'm gonna leave this out and I'm gonna install Gimp through an app image. Now here they have so many different things for the Gimp here. Yeah, but this is old. They need to update this. Yeah, the version is out of date. Like seriously. Yeah, a lot of these cool things need to be updated. You show all the other things that could go along with the Gimp. texturize, like you could create like, you know, repeatable textures. I like the new Gimp. The new Gimp, they solve a lot of problems in there. Like you don't have to like constantly confirm stuff. It's amazing. They did a really good job on it. Okay, so that's as far as the software thing is concerned. So we got two programs. We got the Gimp and we got Blender. I have no idea what this file is. Let's get rid of that. Okay, let's keep it moving. So this is how you use whoa, that is loud. Let's go a little bit lower than that. So this is how you use things here on Linux. You know, so you use Linux to get software. So I'm gonna make a little full local Gimp. Drop that in there. Let's take Blender, put that here. I'm going to extract this Blender right here. Extract here. So this is the newest version of Linux Mint I have. And with Blender, I always like to save a copy, a personal copy, just in case I ever need. So let's go have a software folder right here, Linux, Blender, and Blender versions. I'm gonna put in my newest version in here. Let's organize this by a list. See, I have versions all the way back to 2.49b. Okay, there we go. We just drop that in there. And I have plugins to go with it and everything. Okay, so I don't need this file right there. This is a moment of truth. Let's launch each thing and see if they could launch properly. So this is a Blender launcher right here. Oh, Blender is launching. It just went onto my other screen. Here we go. Okay, so with Blender, I have a file, right, that I promised that I would put out there in Discord. Let's see if we could do that. So I'll show you guys what the file is. The file is a key map. So I'm gonna go ahead and mode select is a left click, and then have right click mode select. I just press continue. Right, so everything is like Blender's default, you know, which is good for now. You know, that's how, you know, most people would get Blender. The rotate will be the middle mouse and all these different things. So what I normally do is to go edit preferences, and I save the key map from old Blender that I like to use because it's just so quick. So let's come here, we go to key map. Right, I'm going to import my key map. You know, you could save your key map, so whenever you get your Blender set up with your keys, shortcuts, and everything like that, you know, this will allow Blender to, you know, get back the same configuration even though you get a new Blender. So I have this in my projects, and right here, Blender key map, import. Right, so now it's configured to the way that I like Blender. So now my middle mouse is pan, and for me to rotate I hold shift down, and for me to go into edit mode I press tab, right? But you know, you could press 1, 2, 3 on your keyboard to get, you know, vertex and edge and faces, right? But I like to press control tab, and it gives me a little selection menu. This is what you guys have seen me use in the past. Okay, so let's put a few plugins in here before we solidify everything. So right now Blender has you know, its default camera and cube and all that. I like to keep that a lot of times, but let's delete it for now. Right, and I'm gonna bring this kind of like somewhat in the middle here like this. I'm gonna bring my Blender like this. And you know, this is how I set up my Blender, Blender for myself. So what I like to do is, so we could come in here and let's go into preferences, right? And I want to install like an add-on. I want to install screencast keys. So let's do get extension. I'm gonna allow access online, so it brings up a whole bunch of different things that we could use. I mean, Blender has so much. All these are plugins you could get for Blender. So I'm gonna search for screen. So here's screencast keys for Blender. And I'm gonna go install. Right, then if you're going to add-ons, let's type screen. And we can see it here, and then it would actually give you all the configuration for it. Enable on startup. I like that. I'm gonna give it a nice bright yellow for xsinick. xsinick is like, and when we're in Blender, she tells us the screencast keys. That's my imagination there. And then let's go here. Let's start up. Okay. So the rest of these things is fine. So let's come in here. Click on screencast keys. Enable screencast keys. Let's get back those options. Okay. We could do a background shadow if you wanted. That's fine. Let's go the font size. Let's go up like 15. Mouse size. Let's go up the mouse size so you guys can see it clearly. I think this is a decent mouse size. And I'm gonna do the offset on this. I'm gonna bring this. Let's bring it to the edge. Let's go all the way up. Let's bring it out a bit. Oh no, the font size is too big. I said 15. And this is a line thickness. You get a line a little bit thicker. Oh. Okay, and then I'm trying to get this going properly here, because I know sometimes like there's a little option box that pops up in Blenders. I'm trying to make for that. Okay, the mouse size may be a little bit too much. Let's bring that down just a little bit. There we go. Oh, maybe a little bit higher. Okay. Okay, we are cool with this. Okay, let's see. Yep, got our mouse keys, holding shift. Oh, I wish the font, I wish the... Okay, that's better. It's font size, let's go with 50 on that. Oh yeah, it's much better. Okay guys, so that's it there for that. Got screencast keys on, which is very important. Alright, let's go set up the other program. Blender. We need more plugins set up, but for now we'll stick with this. Oh, and one other thing. In order for you to save Blender in this state, right, which is what I want. Yes, we have to come File, go here into defaults, save startup file. Just overwrite. Okay, so we save a startup file, so whenever Blender startup, it's going to start up like this. So I don't have to save that, so Blender is there. And what I like to do is to save, like, because it's an app image, it doesn't like save icons in the desktop or up here to the top. So you literally have to make kind of like your own shortcut here. So right click on your desktop, and if you're in Linux, and you go create a launcher shortcut. I'm gonna type Blender. And for the comment, I'm gonna put 3D design. Because it's 3D design software, I'm going to launch it in a terminal, and here the command, you want to go to where you have Blender saved. I'm going to take software and put it here as a new bookmark. Let's go Blender, and I'm going to choose the Blender launch application, and I'm going to come here on the icons, go browse, and go to that same Blender folder, and they have icons saved here. I'm going to choose one of those icons, save, and this is how I get Blender, and I'm gonna press OK and say, would you like to add a launcher to the menu also? It will place in the category initialize. I press yep. Right, so I have Blender here on the desktop, and then if I go here into the other category, I'm gonna see Blender right here. I'm gonna add Blender to here. So that's how I get that stuff happening here on Linux when I have app images. And the other program where we have an app image for is the Gimp. So let's double click on this and see if we can get Gimp to launch. So maybe I just clicked on it and it didn't seem like it launched. Let's check permissions. I'm going to allow execution. So I just right click, go into properties, right, and go under permissions and go allow executing file as program, and that should make that work. So I'm going to double click on this again. Okay, so here it is. The Gimp is launching because we want to make sure things work. Right, Gimp takes a little while, so while it's loading, I'm going to make a shortcut icon, a shortcut for the Gimp. So go create launcher, right, and the name is Gimp, and the command is where Gimp is being stored here in software, Gimp app image, right. Comment, I'm going to put 2D. Oh, there's a bunch of things here for the Gimp. Let's do this to make it big like this. And this is Gimp new welcome screen. You can personalize the Gimp here right as you have it, so you can see how things look. Font scaling. You can actively scale the font down. Wow, that's kind of nice. You could go like at 100%. Just keep everything default so we could know what's going on. Override icon scaling. Oh, you can make the icon smaller. Let's override. I'm digging smaller icons, but it was on medium, so let's leave that. Icon theme. Like you go with legacy, which is all colored. You could go with default, and you have dark colors, middle gray. Ooh, this is how you can have the Gimp look. Light colors. Wow, that's bright. Let's go back to dark colors. Ooh. Use symbolic icons if available. We could turn this off and get back colored icons. Let's go with symbolic with the white. Yeah, everything here should just stay the same. Create new image. Open existing image. Wow, that's interesting. So let's close this. So this is the Gimp. It loaded up. It did really well. And so the Gimp, you could have it look just like Photoshop. You could take all these properties right here for the Gimp and dump it over on one side and just have like a long thing here full with full with just these icons right here. And I think that's how Photoshop feels like for a lot of people. But I like to keep things in a default way, so let's just leave this as is. With these options right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and press quit for that. Okay, 2D design for the GIMP. Launch in terminal. I think that's pretty good, so that we could see any output for the GIMP in the terminal if anything's crashing or anything like that. That's the cool thing about having a terminal running. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do that. Before I press that, I'm gonna go and get the GIMP icon. Right. So I'm coming over here, and oh yeah, I got even some stuff to change in OBS. I just realized. Because what happens is sometimes the stream likes to sometimes it likes to stream like really in a really kind of high bit depth and all that sort of stuff. So sometimes I like to change that. I think it may be okay right now. I think that may be okay. But anyways, yeah. So if we go to the software location, we go into GIMP, we would not see an icon, right? So I will go get my GIMP icon, because the app image does not come with that stuff. So oh, I need like a home button also here. So let's see if we can get that. The settings in here. I know there's a way to edit this right now. Can't think of it right now. But anyways, let's go to DuckDuck. Okay, so we're gonna get GIMP icon. Here we are. It's got a PNG version, of course. So the name of the GIMP character, believe it or not, is Wilbur. That's his actual name. You have any time? Let's do in the past month. Is this the newest Wilbur? I like this one. Let's just go with this one. I'm gonna go file, save link as. Ooh. Let's view the file. Save image as. So this is the newest Wilbur. I'll call it GIMP logo. So I'm gonna save that. Okay, so now that we have a GIMP logo, we could go ahead and select that for the file, for the shortcut icon. Select old Wilbur here. Press OK. Initialize. Okay, so here we have GIMP on the desktop right here. Let's close this down. Let's close all these down for now. So we're doing pretty good, guys. We're getting things nice and running and that kind of thing. Blender versions. Okay. So this is a GIMP thing that I have here. So if I double click on this, we should see a terminal comes up and GIMP is loading, and it's telling us everything that we need to know, like my Wacom pen tablet and everything like that. So this comes up with a new thing, what do you want to create or open an existing image. I'm going to leave that there for now, and let's check I think all the Wacom properties should be okay, but I'm going to go in preferences and bring up check all my Wacom properties in here. Input devices, configure input devices. So I'm going to check my Wacom, so it's set to screen. So everything seems fine. Before, in the past, it used to be off, and you couldn't really you know, you couldn't really get anything, you know, to work unless you went into that preferences. So here's the GIMP. So I'm gonna go here in other, we got the GIMP. I'm gonna right click, add to panel. So you see, I'm gonna put the GIMP over here. So we have the GIMP. Oh, one other program I like, as I was thinking about the GIMP, is Inkscape. Let's look online to see what's the newest version of Inkscape. Now, normally you don't have to do this, guys, but I like to just double check. So the Inkscape on here should be okay. You know, always tempted to use the flat hub version, but I'm not sure. You can just go with whatever the software center gives you, but I want to make sure I'm on top of it. Inkscape is it's like the Illustrator of Linux. It's for free. It's like a free Adobe Illustrator. Okay, so current stable version is 1.42. Let's see if that's the version that they have here. Nope, that is old. Let's see the flat hub version. Of course, the flat hub version has the newest Inkscape in here. Again, I kind of don't like the way how flat hub puts things in Linux. You can't just type the name of the thing and it comes up. So they do have another executable app image. No, normally I would just go and install the flat hub version for Inkscape, because I don't need anything else to link to it directly. I'm gonna go ahead with a flat hub version for now. Let's go ahead and do that. You know, so they're keeping track. Wow, all these cool images for Inkscape. Really nice vector program. There's also there's 2D and 3D animation programs for Linux. One 3D animation program that you've seen me use is Blender, of course, right? And a 2D animation program, like traditional 2D animation program, is one that Studio Ghibli actually made and made open source, right? And we're gonna look for that, right? So 2D animation, right? So this is a cool one right here. Yes, and Pencil is a nice simple one, right? And Sinefig is a vector-based 3D program, Sinefig Studio, right? But the other one, so there's a thing called Toon Boom out there. Trying to remember the name of the other one. Right, and Toon Boom is really good software. So I'm going to type Linux. I'm going to type animation also in the. Okay, let's see if we get it, guys. Unless they removed it. Okay, I'm not seeing it right now. They may have removed it. OpenToons, guys, that's the name of it. OpenToons is a software that I'm seeing. I'm surprised that I typed that and it didn't come right up. I've been using Pencil 2D is pretty good too. So let's go OpenToons, see if it's still around. Wow, OpenTunes is not there. It used to be. Okay. Let's go OpenTunes website. So I think Tunes was it's definitely a program. So OpenTunes is pretty good professional software for Linux. Let's go downloads. Okay. Click here to download OpenTunes. Okay, OpenTunes is opening up. They used to have it in the software center. I don't know what happened to it. Okay, so I believe we have Inkscape already installed on here. So if I go into graphics, you'll see Inkscape right here. I'm gonna right click and go add to panel. I'm gonna put this right a little bit past Gimp. I like to try to organize these things in terms of, drawing, then doing computer aided stuff, going into 3D and then editing and that kind of thing. So this is I'll just keep everything default. Let's go ahead. I love the splash screen. That's very cool. Thanks. Okay, let's go open. Oh, that's to open existing files. I mean, I do have an existing file. Let's see. Here, projects. Organize this. Oh, where did all this stuff comes from? Wow. Let's just go ahead and open a new document. Okay, so this is what it looks like, and you could draw vector stuff with this. It's really, really good. Look at this. So maybe this is a thing that we work on at some point, here on the channel. We go through different programs, see how to use them, especially programs you could use in Linux that are, really good free alternatives to like the paid for versions on Windows. And right here, how it has like a fill, you could put a gradient in it if you like, and you could interactively control the gradient of this program. Let's go like that. And you could even tell the gradient that you want the thing in reverse. There we go. See that? See? Come in here, you can select that, change the color of that. Come in here, change the color of this. Wow, we can make a hot pepper like this. I've done that before in Illustrator. Yeah, this is interesting. Wow. Make 2 eyeballs for him. There's a classic, you know, creating this classic eyeball thing here. And check this out. This is how you do. This is how you do a classic eyeball. Check it out. So you come in here. Let's go to straight regular fill. Let's make that a nice blue. Let's give it a nice little stroke. In stroke style, you could raise up the thickness of that stroke. And let's go back into stroke paint. That's what they're calling that now. That's kind of cool. All the way up. Let's come here into this blue. Okay. We're gonna duplicate this again. I don't want any stroke on this. I want to fill, but I just want a straight white. That's the white of it. D. It's another one. So you do. This is how you do a classic cartoon eyeball, guys. And of course, you need a little black in the center. Oops. Oh no. I'm doing all kinds of funky stuff. These are the things that are just doing simple things like this is a lot of fun, guys. Okay, let's make this black. Oops. There's the eyeball. Okay, select. We're gonna select all these things. This one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Press Ctrl G to group. This is one full eyeball. And then duplicate that. Look at that, guys. We're creating characters here on the show. Let's make this instead of black, let's go red on that. Select this, let's go to red on this too. Yeah, something like that. So the black looked like he hasn't slept, but the red is a little bit nicer. Let's go D. Duplicate that, bring that over here. Okay, we're gonna send this lower. Okay, lower position one step. Bam! Wow. That's what we're doing today, guys. We're creating a pepper. 2D characters in Inkscape. Oh, he doesn't look like a pepper right now, but we can make him. Let's do this. Oh, look at that. And we could let's do like this, like select this here. There you go. Should this be a new character that we have here in the show, guys? I don't know if you guys know, I love hot peppers. Do you like hot peppers? You know, there's different things of hot peppers, different kinds of hot peppers. There's some that are like extremely hot, you know, and then there are others that are, you know, just more flavorful. Okay, let's give him some hair. And his hair is gonna be like a, you know, like the green stalk for the pepper. Let's keep it simple. I'm definitely getting carried away right now. Of course, it's gotta be green, of course. I used to watch during the pandemic, believe it or not, guys. Like, I used to watch these videos of people eating hot peppers, man. You know, but before that, I was really into like hot peppers, and I didn't realize there were like pepper eating contests to see who could eat the hottest pepper, and people win like trophies and, you know, awards and stuff like that for eating the hottest pepper in the world and all that sort of stuff. And that was so interesting, you know.
You adult swim. Thanks for getting rid of anime. It got no one rate.
Okay, so this is the guy. All right. Something like that. You know, there's so many cool things that you could do here using this program. You know, it's pretty cool. Let's do one more thing. Let's give him a mouth. He doesn't need any nose because if I gave him a nose, he'll sneeze a lot, guys. Oops. There we go. Maybe we do give him a nose and he sneezes all the time because I mean it's really black pepper makes you sneeze, but give him that nose. Let's give him the nose. Check it out. He has a long nose. Not because he lies. It's just. Alright, that's it. I think you might be able to do a shading trick with this. Just a big head. Let's make that like that. Go like about there. That's all close. It gets a little more sophisticated like that. Here we go. I think that might be okay. Small, maybe too big. Reel it in, guys. Reel it in. There we go. All right, let's see what we got. What? We gotta fill this. Let's fill. Aha! That's what I was hoping would happen right there. Oh, I like that. That's kind of cool. Duck back on that a bit. Go back here, reverse it, and this, let's go all the way like that, all the way like this, bring this over here. right. Yeah, look at that. That works out. Okay, how about that? Yeah, boy. So this is the kind of stuff you could create in Inkscape, you know, and you could do a lot more, you know. It's a lot of fun, as you could clearly see. All right, so we got this guy. Bum, bum. All right, that's enough of that. It's file save this, save as, and just gonna save it in my documents. Call this Pepper. I'm gonna call him Pepper Bob. Damn, there's old Pepper Bob right there. I mean, technically, like, you know, we should like also, you know, do this. Something like that. And then come in here with a fill. Let's fill it with a gradient. Probably something like that. Pepper Bob. Okay, it's enough screwing around. Let's save this and let's see what else we got. That was a sidetrack. Okay, so you could create stuff like that in there, right? I'm just trying to get like tunes happening here. So, see, download for Windows, Mac. Ooh, download 90 builds for Windows. Oh, Windows only. Really? Where's the Linux version? Wow. Did they discontinue back to home? Did they discontinue the Linux version? That sucks. Wow. They just dropped support for Linux? I'm gonna do a search, OpenTunes Linux. Snap has it. They have a GitHub. Oh, is this what it is? This is the GitHub. Oh, this you could literally go FlatHub install FlatHub GitHub OpenTunes. Really? Using Flatpak as Flatpak, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go back in the software thing here. I'm gonna type OpenTunes again. Yeah, it's not there. Everything open, everything else open is there. So let's see if the command line is gonna do it. Oh, it's out there. Yes, let's go. Yes. Wow. So it is out there. This is good information right here. I'm gonna put this here in the software. Yeah, it's all about getting software and installing software and stuff. Of course, you guys know what the Gimp does, but I'm just gonna launch it just to make sure everything is all good. I'm gonna test out my Wacom pen on there. Just go straight to the our Wacom tablet. Here we are. Let's go rid of this desktop. Let's go on it. Okay. So here it is on my Wacom. I'm gonna go File, New. Okay, so this is the Gimp, and I want a brush is always good, but then they have a pencil in here. All right. Now right now they have it like pressure size, so the thicker you press, the bigger the size, and the thinner. If you don't press that much, it's thinner. So you could go like, like that. This almost looks like inking. I think there's an inking thing here also. Yep, ink. Ink would be like that. So you could ink like comic books, stuff like that. You could do cross hatching. Okay, so when you say hatching in comic books, you're talking about this. That's hatching. Right? Cross hatching is when you go the other way with it. If you have a sphere like this in comic books, you could do something like this. This is comic shading here. So cool that the Gimp has these kind of inking things. This is a wobbly sphere. And then you could do something like where you go in here and you could do like this. That's a thing too in comic books. But it's better. I'm just screwing around. Okay, so let's go back to the pencil. Right? I don't want pressure size. I actually want pressure opacity. Alright, so this is good. I can make this a lot smaller size. Alright, so now it's truly like a pencil where you could like do sketching, stuff like that. Gimp, you could press tab and hide everything. I think it's on Control Shift R to hide the ruler. And you could just zoom in by holding Shift. See, now we can sketch. You know, you just focus on what you're trying to sketch. You might start like that. This is like the beginning of a face, right? And this shows the direction of the face. If you do up like this, and then like that, then the face is looking up. And you could think of it in terms of a cube if it's hard. Like I do cubes also for faces. I mostly do cubes actually. Alright, so you do a cube that's tilted in the way you want the head to tilt. Then you draw like a stick down there for the neck. Alright, and this is the face, and this here will be the center where the eyes drop right here on this thing. This is pretty low quality actually. I mean, I'm drawing a smaller image than what the canvas, you know, the canvas can handle bigger. Okay, so this will be like the nose, to the mouth. Of course, if you do it like that, you probably see the upper lip a little bit more. Bottom lip like that. Then it's about carving the contour of the face into this cube. Let's give the person some eyebrows. Right, and then you got the chin here. Let's just draw a circle for the chin. I mean, you gotta like work, and if you're doing it, it's gotta be off-centered a bit. And this. Alright, let's start to carve out the. Let's give it some contour. Goes in here for the brow. Goes back for the eye, and then you got like a cheekbone. You know, you could do something like that. And you could just start to kind of work it out, you know. And the thing about like, you know, drawing faces and stuff like that is that it takes some thought. So when you're drawing it, you're supposed to like really think about like how lines supposed to fall. You could have reference of a person's head, because heads are shaped slightly different, but there's like certain common things that go with a head, you know. And the human head and face and all that is pretty dynamic, meaning that, you know, according to how it's angled, the person could look different, and then you have to kind of keep certain similarities, you know, about the person in there. You know, certain landmark features, you know, so it looks like the person. You know, you could do something like that. Yeah, practicing to draw human faces and people's likenesses, you know, it takes a lot of practice. People spend years just keep working on things like that, you know. And of course, you know, if you're a person, you like doing art, you're not supposed to like really compare your art with other people. I mean, it's good to have other artists that you admire, their style and all that sort of stuff. But in the end, your art style should be unique to yourself, even if you pick up certain things from other artists. In the end, you know, so my art style is a combination of different artists that, you know, I admire growing up, and plus the things that I like, my own sensibilities are in there, you know. So you got to do stuff like that. Just kind of put your own sensibilities in your art and stuff like that. Oh, where's my eraser? This is a good thing I did that tab. That's my eraser. Erasers on pressure size. Nope. Pressure opacity. And there's certain, like, when you're doing the human face, there's certain principles and rules. Like, I could tell you one. Like, one is that when you're spacing the eye out, you should be able to put another eye in there that matches these. They could be it could be a little closer than that, but that's a good principle. So there's like different little principles to do with to do with faces that you could help yourself to, like, make sure your faces look somewhat okay. Anyways, this is kind of some of the stuff I like to use to do in the Gimp. You know, sketching. We definitely need to get back to more 2D art drawing and that kind of thing. I know I've been doing like the AI stuff. It's just a fad, guys. Nothing's wrong with allowing the AI, at least to me, just be a tool where you could get different ideas from. But at the end of the day, if you're an artist, you'd probably like to do your own artwork with your own hands. At the end of the day, if you're not really an artist and you just need artwork and what the AI generates is good enough for you, that's cool. But I think, like, like in terms of art, I think that's the last thing artists needs is, like, people just using something like AI and not reaching out to human artists. You know. Because a lot of people do it for their profession, right? So it's kind of like, they're looking at the fact that you know the time is ticking on them being able to do the art that they like to do. Don't just do women also. You gotta do guys too. So you know. I'm just saying. If you want to do women and that's all you want to do is fine. It's not a knock, but if you just kind of want to have a broaden your art, do guys too. Anyways, whatever. Of course, she's wearing a cool outfit. Sometimes it's like for me, it's good to go like back to the kind of like basics of like trying to keep things as simple as possible and just like getting fundamentals. But you just don't always want to do fundamentals, right? You kind of still want to come into detail and know how to manage detail. So it's good to do some, a lot of detailed pieces, I think. Anyways, guys, yeah, so just screwing around here with the Gimp. Just back out of that. That's 100% right there. Yeah. Alright, so let's see what else we got. Right, so we got OpenTunes installed. Let's put the Gimp back. Let's go back to the desktop. Let's go. Grab a screenshot of this. Let's crop this. Image crop selection. Some of the stuff I really like Gimp for. And especially this new Gimp, they really outdid themselves. And they really listened to like what people wanted, and I know hats off to those guys. Cause I know Gimp is basically volunteers, but the best kind of volunteer is the person that actually uses the software, right? Let's save this. Call this face. And actually, to be more accurate, it's more of a face sketch. So this says that OpenTunes is installed. Let's go look for it. So let's look on the graphics. Here it is, OpenTunes. I'm gonna click on that and see what happens. Oh, it's launching. But it's launching on my other screen. Like these programs love the other screen. I wish you could see the nice splash screen. It's just basically a green thing. So you could go like new scene here, and it'll ask you where you want to save all this stuff. So they have like their own kind of basic directory. Scene name. I call it test. This is just a test. Okay, I'm just gonna create it. So OpenTunes is where you could draw cartoons and that kind of thing. So, I've been trying to learn it. It's very extensive. It's like for animation. So I think Studio Ghibli used to use this. So they use Tunes and then they release OpenTunes. So this is very cool that this is working. So I'm gonna go file and quit from there. We're not gonna get into this, but I am going to save. Had a copy, right? So that's there. I'm gonna put this behind that. That is so cool, right? So the other program that I use is called 3D Code. Let's go there. Here's 3D Code. Go to 3dcode.com. And I believe I have the newest 3D Code already, but let's see what we could get to download here. I'm gonna put OpenTunes right by the Gimp there. Oh, no, let's put this over here. That's better. Okay, so we have a 3D animation program, a 2D animation program, a vector drawing, and a regular bitmap drawing. Okay, I got a sign in here. Let's just take a look and see what I already have saved. So I'm just gonna go into where I save all this software. And 3D Code. Let's go list. Okay, so The newest 3D code I have is 4.810. What's the newest program they have here? Actually, it's not 4.810. My bad. Hold on, where it is. 3D code. Oh, 2024. That's the newest one. My bad. Okay, yeah, so they do have 3D code 2024 right here. I'm gonna sign in here real quick, guys. I'm gonna log in with my credentials. Nope, hold on, guys. Hold on here. I don't know what's going on. He wants me to sign in one more time. Oops, hold on here. Okay, here we go. Okay, finally. Alright, so it does show my license number. I just want to make sure I have the right one downloaded. I think I have the right one. Okay, let's go with this one. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna drop this in my software folder. So now 3D code is something that I paid for, right? Okay, let's go to the download section here. You want to see what's the newest version of it? Okay, 2004.3, I have 0.6. Wow. Oh, I have 0.06. Oh, 0.3 is new. Go to Linux. Okay, so I do have the newest version for Linux at least. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and install this. I'm gonna go to my software folder. I'm gonna make a little 3D. Oh, let's just drop it in here for now. Alright, I'm gonna bring this down here because I need to see my cereal. I need to eat cereal. It's pretty early, guys. Oh man, cancel. Let's extract here. Okay, so that's extracting. So Linux does have software that you could just run like that and everything. Now, if I can remember, 3D code is a little bit different in how I want to set up the shortcut. So I'm going to go ahead and set up the shortcut here. I may have a shortcut. Yeah, I think I do. I'm going to grab this thing here as the 3D code shortcut. All right. Let's run display. Okay, this is how it's supposed to work right here. So this is extracting the archive. So how's your morning going, everyone? I hope it's going pretty good. Life is a thing that throws different challenges and different things your way, and things that you never think that would ever happen to you. Sometimes they happen, man. Like, whatever that might be. Hopefully, it's not so bad where it destroys you completely. But hopefully, it's something that you could learn from. And in the end, I do turn to the Lord Himself to really help me with a lot of things. I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, guys, but we're striving for perfection, striving to be better artists, better brothers, better husbands, better kids, or whatever we are, better employees, better neighbors, so. Yeah, wow, this thing is really taking its time to extract. I always thought it was quicker than that. Okay, I'm gonna have to wait until this goes. Wow, I don't know why it's taking like this long to extract. I mean, it is a big program though, I have to admit. Okay, so let's go into Blender while that is extracting. I'm gonna come here and let's go and look for the last thing that we worked on. The last thing we worked on was for Sol 3000. So this is a Sol 3000 development, guys. Okay, here we are. Whoa, hold on. Here we are. So let's go into work drive, Sol 2000. I'm gonna save this. So add bookmark. This is it right here. And let's go work files also. And we want the Blender. Let's do work files also. Oops. Not bad. Okay, whatever. Yeah, we have work files. Oh, let's get rid of that. Let's go into Blender assets. Okay, add that. Okay, so we have Blender assets here. Oh, and we want something else. We want to go here into assets. Let's add this. Here we are. Move this one up. Yep, that's how it should be. So in Blender assets, we had characters and the suits. And these are the interior suit parts that we're working on. So I'm going to go ahead and launch that. I'm going to put update version 3. Okay, so this is the interior. Interior lower back. I'm going to call this Sculpt. This This is really bought interior back sculpt. Man, we have a lot of Gang Beast playing. Is this even shuffling? Okay, there we go. Let's check the front interior now. This is the back interior sculpt. I'm gonna hide the sculpt for now and let's show the back interior, right? This is what we had. So back interior sculpt is the whole thing. Inside the back interior and then back interior mods. Okay, so we want to deal with the front now. This is a new thing. Front interior. Front interior controls. I'm gonna add this thing here to the front. And take it away from the controls. Let's go M. Let's go back to front interior. Right, so that's there. So we could take away the control mods, and this is all the front interior. Now, what I want to do is to come through here and actually start to integrate this into this model. So that's some polygon modeling that we got to do, and I think that's going to be pretty cool. I'm gonna open the back interior up and see how this comes together. Okay. So that's somewhat pretty set there. So I just need to just start to integrate it, and we could always look back at the back interior to make sure that things are working. Right, so we need to add more to this. The easiest thing to do would be to select these outer edges here and just extrude them back. That might be a good first blush. Okay, so I just encountered the first Linux problem. Like I'm trying to do this and it brings up like the minimize window menu, so I gotta come in here and do window. But there's an OS thing that takes some of the same commands as Blender. Let's go. Okay, here it is. Under behavior, instead of alt, I want to use the super key. And let's type zoom in here. Under accessibility, desktop zoom enabled. Where's alt and zoom? Mouse wheel modifier, I'm gonna go super. Okay, so this should be able, and it's a square. So if I hold the super down and I do that, yeah, there you go. Oh, I like this. This is pretty big. Wow, this takes the whole screen. You guys like this? Let's go back to that. I feel like that's a little bit crazy. Let's see. Magnification. Let's go lens mode. I think that's what we need. Ah, much better. Yeah, so we could talk about stuff and move around. You guys like that? Okay. Anyways, okay, now we could select things because we changed the OS shortcut. Okay, so here we are. I'm just gonna extrude this back. But first, let's go E to extrude, and I'm gonna do Alt S. Just give it a general scale. Oh, some stuff didn't get selected. Let's select that. Okay. Let's extrude. Alt S. Alright, just a little bit of that. Let's press S to keep it the same. It's not perfect, but we could try to make it perfect. Hold on. I think we may need to apply. So Z that. Okay. Let's apply this mirror modifier. And I may give it some something to hold on to. Alright. So we got everything somewhat selected. Let's go extrude. Alt S. Yeah, it's a little bit better. S. So I want to see if we can fix that a little bit better. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and go A and apply rotations and scales on this. Let's try it again. Okay, so this looks like it might be different. Alt S. Somewhat the same. It's okay. Oh, even better. Let's do this. Let's apply some thickness on it. I think it might give me the result I'm looking for. Okay, generate, and we're gonna apply solidify. Yep, it definitely does. So even thickness. Okay, and let's just make it something like that. I don't know what the problem is, but so I only want the rim itself. That's why I'm going with this. So I'm gonna go ahead, press C to apply that. Alt C. Oh, that's another shortcut I gotta put in here. So that's convert. We're gonna go ahead and look for a convert under here, and right here where it says mesh, I'm gonna right click on it and do assign shortcut. I'm going to press Alt C is a shortcut. That's good. File and preferences, and let's go save preferences. Okay, so now we can press Alt C. C. Alright, so we just have that. No, here kind of destroyed a little bit, but we could fix that. That's not a big deal. Select that, press delete faces, and we could just fix that easily. So extrude this, snap it to that. Here at vertex, snap that there. There, just give it a little bit of press R to get a little rotate on the fly. So this is cool. We could work with this. Well, I mean, I would like it a little bit more flat out, but that's just me. Alright, let's just go back. Let's go back. Let's get rid of this. I'm just going to extrude right back. Sometimes with all that, the simplest thing is the thing that works. There you go. Right? And the last time what we were doing, we were just like bringing all kinds of different polygons and stuff together and booleaning, and we were just like making a mess of kind of like a polygon sketch. So I could do something like that. A scale. down a bit. Yep, that's cool for now. This would be good for a sketch. Right. And then we could start working, adding the different polygon pieces in here. Not even that much of a big deal, but it's something that, you know, that we can do. And we could look at this and it could be like, oh, this could be like this instead, and that could be like that instead. So I'm watching this. Let's delete this. I'm gonna delete that, delete the vertices. We come back to square one, right? No big deal. Let's get this back again. Right? It's all about the idea. That's what I'm trying to get. Let's do this. Let's select this half. Let's delete. Okay. Let's put the mirror back. Generate mirror. Okay, so we're back. So whatever we do on one side is going to happen. So I'm going to go back to basics here, guys. I'm going to go ahead, select like this part here. Let's select this part here and maybe this part. Right? And I'm going to extrude. Right? And then we're going to add, we're going to just start working this into the model itself. Gonna do like that. And there's so many cool things you could do. Like I could tell this to conform to that by adding watch, check this out. So we got these things selected. Oh, we got seams and stuff. Let's get rid of that. I'm gonna go ahead on the vertex group. Alright, so that's just for this right here, and then I'm gonna add another modifier. Yeah, I'm gonna add a shrink wrap modifier, like under deform, shrink wrap. I'm gonna add it before the mirror there. And the vertex group I'm gonna add as a group, and the target object would be the interior. Oh, we got some extra stuff in here? That's weird. Oh, I forgot to assign the vertex group. So we made it. Here we go. We assign these, and you see how it like attaches to the inner part of this. Right, and we could come in here and tell it to show in the we could just adjust, and it's always going to try to attach itself to the interior of this thing right here. Okay, let's view all the wireframes on that mesh. I'm gonna go wireframe and the opacity is low, so let's try to snap it up. And the snap could be, you know, should be vertex. Yeah, all that's set. Let's do like that. So we kind of get like a little bit of an interior happening there. It's all good. Right. I want this to kind of go back there a bit, so let's go ahead and extrude. And same thing, we could use snap to snap to the edges of this other mesh here. And we could even add this to that vertex group so that we could get it to, you know, to automatically kind of snap like that, right? Now we could let's look for an edge to snap this to. Oh, the edge is all the way down there. Okay, we'll roll with that. Let's go right here like so. That's not bad. Like this. I'm gonna kind of follow like some kind of pattern here a little bit. Okay, so that's along that edge, and we just have this piece here to do. It's just like 2 polygons. This should be 2 seconds, right? Gonna extrude that. Come here, grab. You know, sometimes when Blender tries to snap like that, you know, I know it. You know, a lot of people are frustrated with that, and I would say I am too. But you could move your point close to where you want it, then try to snap, and it'll do it. That's the little trick, right? Is to move it close to it. Yeah, see now it snaps like the way that I think it should. Snap this back there, and then I want to snap this somewhere along the inside of the chassis like that. You see now I think like this right here is a little too sharp, so I'm gonna bring this out. So it's more of a, it angles out a little bit more. Should probably be more to the edge. So now all of a sudden, you know, we start to tweak things, right? That's what we want. And it's just like a 2D sketch inside a Blender. Here. But we're sketching in 3D with 3D polygons, right? We're just adding things up. Right, and the whole top here something needs to happen to the top here. Now I'm gonna do the back interior. I'm gonna turn that on to see where this could match up to that. Now if I can remember, the whole top interior here is like literally like a whole thing. So this mask part may need to change. I think I may need to reduce some of this based upon how this is being split. Kind of sucks a little bit, but hey, that's what we gotta do. So I'm gonna pull back on some of these polygons right here real quick. I mean, it made a cool mask, but it doesn't matter if like it's not gonna work in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, because you see like the split happens, I think because there's a split there, that's why. So I'm gonna just delete these top things. As cool as it might make it look, let's get rid of that. Right? It still looks cool. Right now I have to match these up to the interior of the pink side. I'm just gonna get rid of, hide the back interior. Okay, I'm back into points mode. Right, so I'm just gonna try to extrude this towards that. Okay, so this is some of the wacky stuff I was talking about with like Blender snapping. Sometimes it doesn't want to, like, literally, and I want to snap this there, and it's saying that it's snapping, but it's not. So there may be some kind of influence that's going on this. I'm going to remove. Yeah, that's what I thought. You know, so just got to look out for little things like that. So I had an influence going on with, you know, with the shrink wrap. So I was guessing that at point had some shrink wrap on it. That's why it was acting kind of wonky. And it doesn't matter if I have a triangle in here, because we're basically going to sculpt this and retopo this properly. Okay, I just want to see if this apparatus, this is a new interior of what this is going to look like. So let's just put the back on and see what's going on. Back interior. Okay, so it's still hugging there. I kind of don't like what it's doing up here, but I'm gonna have to take that. I'm gonna have to roll with that for now. Else we could spend forever just like tweaking things till Kingdom Come. But at least this part here lines up here somewhat. Yeah, that looks like something. Right? What's something I don't know, but it connects, right? I wanted a more of a connected, integrated thing. I mean, I guess I could bring this part up here. It wouldn't hurt anything if we snap to this part down there, and that'd probably make it even more integrated, right? So let's do that. Okay, so that's there. Let's bring this piece over here. Oops. Okay, so that's part of that. Okay, so we got some tweaking. Hold on here. I think I have to shift this part here. Let's do it. Faces. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and shift this over. Right. Okay. I mean, although in you know, the grand scheme of things in the game, you may not see this, but it's good to, you know, it's good to do these things sometimes. All right, so let's come in here. Let's get this snapped there. Ooh, it's a floating edge. Let's fix that. Last. Okay, here we go. Floating point. Okay, it's got this last edge here. Oh boy. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's a tighter thing. I feel happier about that. And hopefully the sculpt maintain that. So I gotta grab these parts and just kind of move it along this plane just to kind of bring that out there a bit as it turns in on itself there. Okay, I'm gonna select this part here. And as I said, at this point in time, you know, we don't have to get crazy detailed with this because we're gonna sculpt it anyway. But you know, you kind of wanna have certain things kind of built in here. So see, like how I wish this was a strip going down like that, but we have a definite edge that's happening here. So this should be a strip going on like that, and you know, we could force it to do that. Right. Let's force it. You will obey. Okay. You know, and like what I'm doing here, like for me, I learned how to just kind of go with the flow with this kind of stuff when I started creating human beings, start polymodeling humans. You know, like when you're basically doing it, you learn how to freeform move things like this when you're working on a face. And this helps, believe it or not. Then you could go back into the kind of milled aspect of a hard surface. So see, I kind of wanted that to do that. So I'm just forcing it to. Now, just to make sure that this doesn't actually destroys the person inside, I'm going to turn the lady on. I think I should have her in here. Yep, there she is. So I'm watching. Yeah, it's still, everything still works, right? So that's a relief. Whew! If it didn't work, then it would suck. You know, I hate this pointed edge up here, so maybe we'll deal with that somehow. I'm gonna grab this, bring this back a bit. Alright, so we could start sculpting this kind of with the person in there. I mean, it doesn't matter because you're not gonna actually be in there as a player. You're just gonna see it happen, right? This is a third person game. I just kind of wanna do something like that. Okay. So, let's do something like that. I'm gonna remove this from the group also. Let's just remove. Okay. I'm gonna merge this with that. All right. Now let's check the interior. Let's check the control mods. Control mods still working in here. Okay. Just looking at what this is doing over here, guys. Don't mind me, I'm just looking. Okay, got that over there. Oh boy. Okay, gonna merge that. Okay, I feel like to run another cut in here just to kind of hold this edge up. Let's do this. Subdivide, and I'm gonna join this and this. Okay. So I'm just gonna bring that like that. Okay, so I'm gonna make a cut right here. Oh. Merge this. Oh, we have another loose guy there. Okay. Let's make a cut in here. Right, so I'm now gonna fix this. Well, not really fix the triangle. I'm gonna make it a little bit nicer. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, well, let's leave it. You know, we have to polygon model it anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna tweak these edges down. Get more of a console thing happening here. Hey, Mr. Potato, how are you doing? Hello, how are you doing? Good morning, sir.
こんにちは。こんにちは。こんにちは。
Okay, guys, so you see what's going on here. Let's grab this. Let's move this out. Alright, so I think these are being influenced also, so I'm gonna remove those. Yep, there you go. So we employed different techniques to get this, to try to kind of sketch out this interior in 3D. We use some free-handed things, and we use shrink wrap, some snapping. I'm doing pretty good, Mr. Potato. I'm doing pretty good. You know. Can't wait for all the cool stuff we'll be doing in the community, you know. Still better than you can do. I don't know about that. You know, you're pretty good. Okay, guys, so you see, I'm just trying to bring this this console thing up here. So I'm gonna have to split this, right? And I'm gonna just start doing things to make things work. And then once we sculpt on this, then you know, then we could actually do like real good topology flow. I'm gonna hide that back interior. That's looking pretty alright. Let's see if we could do it like this. Yeah, some gappage there. I mean, there's gappage everywhere, but you know, we'll work on that. Okay, so I'm gonna look at this interior here. I'm gonna apply. I'm gonna make. Let's go tab. Let's make this. Let's apply the shrink wrap. Apply. Let's remove the vertex groups. Alright, so this is the interior console right here. You're definitely not good at keeping data safe. Uh-oh. Did anything else happen, or are you just talking about it one time? I hope something else didn't happen to you. You know, I know you said you delete. It's still not the first time. Oh, okay, yeah. It happens, man. Like that has happened to me. A matter of fact, it happened to me today. You know, if you look back at the beginning of the video of this stream, once it's finished, you'd see where I talk about that. I'm setting everything up on the desktop all over again because you know, yesterday I was trying to install DaVinci Resolve on the system here, and it wiped everything. It didn't really wipe it. It just like destroyed my drivers, so I couldn't see the desktop anymore, and I had to reinstall Linux all over again. So part of the stream, at the beginning of the stream, you would see me reinstalling Blender. I reinstalled Inkscape. We even did a little character in Inkscape earlier today called Pepper Bob. That's what I named him. Hello. You know, because I was showing how, you know, you could use Inkscape to create, you know, some cool vector artwork. You know, so it happened to me too. It's not just you. So you can see that at the beginning of the stream. Why could I not fix it like that? Yeah, you see, well, that's the thing, you know. Because I couldn't see my desktop, I couldn't like, you know. I guess I could have. I went into the command prompt and I tried to disable stuff, and it just turned into a big mess. But what happened? This is what I do to protect in the terminal. Yeah, like that terminal. Yeah, I'm not that. I'm not like the most versed Linux guy out there. I think you are, and I think somebody else is in the stream. Like you guys are really good with that stuff. Like, you know, removing drivers and doing all kinds of stuff. I have to look at I have to go online and look up, you know, tutorials on how to do that stuff and get guides and stuff. You know, that's how I do it, you know. But anyways, long story short, you know, basically I just reinstall Linux Mint, which I wanted to do anyway. So I got the newest version. But what I do, you can't configure audio in Arc. Yeah, neither can I. So we're in good company. We could probably look up that stuff and learn, you know. Yeah, no, I got you. I get you. I feel your pain, believe me. I was like, man, I wish I know how to like memorize all this stuff or read papers and read the documentation, right? Read the manual. You know, so yeah, I have to look that stuff up myself, you know. Okay, so I think this interior is looking pretty good. I would like another piece to come here, and the piece to come there would connect with this. Let's do the back interior. It would connect with this piece right here. So let's see if we could add something like that. I'm gonna take from this piece right here. Duplicate that. Go P to separate. Oh, come on. Oh, almost got it. There we go. Just gonna extrude this. Okay. Let's hide the back. Oh, is it part of the back? That's okay. Yeah, I do. I have a whole other computer like right next to me, like a complete like full built thing. You know, you're right. You're right. Yeah, that's what I do. I use those things to look things up online and that kind of thing. But the good thing for me, like, so when I'm doing all this stuff, everything is, I don't save anything on the main drive, on the main hard drive here. So everything is on external drive. So like this, what I'm doing here is on an external drive. And so if the computer goes down or anything like that, it's always like saved to that external drive. But sometimes I do a manual backup. I haven't done one in a while. So I got to get back into that, doing manual backups and stuff like that. Okay, guys, so I'm going to make this center part here for the crotch. So let's go ahead and just kind of play around with what this could look like. So we have the interior top part here that needs to merge in. And this center part is continuing the crotch, the crotch thingamajiggy. So support the person's body to some degree. So I'm just going to screw around with it a bit. I think that looks cool. Yeah, that does look cool. So let's continue with that. You back it up? Yeah. Yeah. You gotta do it from time to time. Else you're asking for trouble, you know? If you don't back that thing up, you know, it's like back that thing up. Yeah, if you don't do that, you know, it's like, and the time when you don't back it up is when all kinds of stuff happens, you know. So I've learned lessons like with making sure I back stuff up. But I haven't backed up in like a couple months, you know. So I definitely gotta do it. Yeah, to make okay, two of them because two spare CPUs. Okay. I'm gonna hide the interior control mods and just focus on the front interior. I want to make something kind of wacky here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. Split that. If we're splitting things, we don't want to keep it like directly in half, so I'm gonna go and just bring it down a bit like that. I want to make something like this going out towards a crotch. Okay, let me think about this for a minute, guys. Hold on. Okay, I think I know what needs to happen, so I'm gonna undo that. I think this part here needs to come back. Okay, that's looking better. Okay, but only when have money because good size hard drive is expensive. Yeah, that's right. So what's the biggest hard drives you got? Do you have any I think what's the biggest hard drive I have? Let me see. I think it might be a couple like 2 terabytes, right? So 2 terabytes. Let's see. The largest is 204 or 600 gigabytes. Oh, you gotta have terabytes, dude. Like, you don't have a terabyte drive in hard drive. That's the first thing I went and got, like and believe you me, that fills up pretty quick. You wouldn't think so, you know. It does, you know. But then again, I'm developing an entire game. Oh, it's a laptop. Okay, yeah, no, I got you. Yeah. If you have a laptop, yeah. That's yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Why aren't my things doing their thing? Hold on here. Turn mirror off. Okay, that's why there's a thing in here. Alright, so let's select this. Scale X 0. Zero that out. And let's go back. Let's bring the mirror back. And let's come out of here. Okay, I'm gonna do an extrude in here. I want to do the extrude proper though. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select this edge. Is that what that's supposed to look like? Okay. Mainly full. I'm gonna hide the lady here because she's a little bit in the way, so I just kind of get to see what the inside of this looks like. Okay. I want to do some semi-fancy stuff in here. It's okay. Scale X. Oh, Y. subdivide that. Scale Y. Or is it mainly full? I mean, my 600 gigabytes is full of 100% legit. Okay. We should put quotation marks on the legit. Okay, I'm gonna extrude this part here. Legit. Man, those were the days, man, when, you know, you could do almost anything, you know, with with your stuff. I mean, I guess you still can according to where you live, but I'm here in the US now. In Trinidad, when I was living in Trinidad and Tobago, you know, you could download anything, put all kinds of nonsense, movies, all kinds of games that you know, all that stuff you didn't pay for and you just grab, you know. But nowadays, you know, and then too, you know, I tend to stay away from that stuff, you know, because, you know, I've gone legit. Okay, let's subdivide this again. Right, I'm gonna connect this with this. And J. Okay, I wanna take this and kind of try to produce like a curve. So I'm gonna grab and go Y. Can I do something like that? Alright, I like the way this is looking, but I want to bring this back up. Grab Y. Something like that. Let's continue the curve thing. That's funny. Oh man, Mr. Potato, you have me cracking up, man. You should never, you should never miss like a stream. You should always be here, man. That's so funny. Like, didn't that? Oh man, I think they did use pirated fonts. You're right. That's funny. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna connect this back with this. Alright, so I'm just trying to like bring this back to something that makes sense here. So this interior part here, let's turn Karen on and see if this works. Oh, it goes straight into her crotch. We can't have that, right? We gotta like wheel it back a bit. So this is like really gonna hurt, like, you know, if a person was in there and then the mech comes together and it's you know, it'll probably like poke them or crush a bone or something. Okay, so we need it like this. Close, but not too close. And I have a feeling like this is too equal, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select this, select that, select this, right? I'm gonna move these up so that these are a little bit higher, closer to a pelvis, something like that. You know what? The reason why I had this like this because it actually matched up with the other thing that was in here. But it's okay. It's all good. Alright. So this is feeling a lot better. And definitely the ad did make piracy more popular because Web 2 just came out. Oh wow. Yeah, I didn't know that, you know. Let's hide Karen. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. I don't know, you know, like that whole thing with piracy. I just think like, you know what it is like, you know, when people, I think what happened back then is when people bought a computer, right? They expected certain things for free. You know, if it's not, there was a mentality where if it's not real, if it's digital, then you know you shouldn't have to like really pay for it per se, you know, because it's not like a real object, you know. But at the same time, I think the fact that it was actually somebody's work, you know, like a programmer or whatever it is, I think that's what kind of made it hurt, you know, that kind of thing. You know, so like a programmer would spend like hours, you know, making a program, and programming, you know, it's not easy, you know. So, you know, those guys needed to get paid, and then software companies had to, you know, were paying them salaries, and so when people pirated stuff, I think it just kind of like, you know, we could be getting that money instead, kind of thing, you know, and yeah, I think that's kind of what happened there. But as I said, you know, I mean, like, you know, growing up, you know, I didn't care about all that. Distance. Faces. Okay, I'm gonna join these back. Okay, here we go. Edge. F and F. Okay, so this is coming along. I think this may work for the next phase, which is sculpting. I think we may have something here, guys. I am going to grab this edge here, and I'm going to just flare this edge out by grab and X. It's gonna bring that out like that. Yep. Oh, I think this may be the interior. This might be it. Let's turn Karen back on. Oh. In real life, like this thing here poking, this thing here coming out probably would not work. Okay, I'm gonna try to do some adjustments. Let's try to make it more techy. I'm gonna grab that, grab, and then Y. Let's bring that up. Yeah, that feels better. Okay, a little less pokey in the waist. Grab X. Y, sorry. Let's bring that in. Okay, it's a little more curved. No, it doesn't feel like she's gonna impale her. This feels like this needs a slide grab. Oh, GG for slide. Oh man, come on. GG. I'm just gonna slide it to where it looks okay. Alright. Like CDs and floppy disk. Yeah. Back then as well as. Yeah. Publish on real media. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so that stuff felt real for people, right? So like. But then a lot of people weren't accustomed to like computing and computers back then. You know, so it's like, you know, I already paid for the computer, you know, why I gotta pay for this, you know, kind of mentality, which I think is pretty cool, you know. I agree, you know, I mean, like, but you know, there was different ways to go about doing all this stuff, and I think Blender, that's why Blender is so popular, because Blender, those guys found a way, you know. And if you look at the state of software now, it's crazy. You know, like I don't understand why people still pay for ZBrush subscriptions. Like, there's a program called 3D Code which I use here on the program, and there's a lot of advances. Not, you know, I mean, there's still some things they need to tweak a little bit, but it's absolutely free. Not free, sorry, excuse me. It's absolutely you know, you just buy it once and then it's yours forever, kind of thing, you know. But if you use ZBrush and your subscription runs out, well, you know, tough luck. So I don't know. You know, I like to have software that I paid for stay on my drive, my hard drive. So if I don't have the internet, I could install it and still work, you know? I don't need the internet to work, you know? And I think that's, you know, that's probably where things, you know, are trying to go. I don't think it should do that. That's why I use Linux, because like, you know, I don't like stuff forced on me, you know, like somebody say, you know, here, you know, forcing free cookies on you. If it's free, you know, you shouldn't be forced to use it, you know, or forced to eat the cookies. Free cookies. But is it really free? Is it? Anyways, guys. Anywho's. Okay, so let's stop screwing around here. I'm gonna hide the back thing here. I think this looks good enough. This is gonna work enough. It's just the interior, and you might again you mightn't really see all of it as it animates up. So let's go ahead and hide her, and let's bring all this together. I would like to think if I go here and do a union merge, everything will work, but that's not always the case, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead. Let's see what this is here. So this is also a thing. Let's separate this out into its own mesh. Which it has to be anyway. You know, can we just merge these two modules together? Let's do that. Alright, first thing is first, let's merge it. Stop screwing around, mech. Okay, let's come here. What? Okay. Let's get rid of that. I mean, okay, I think big studios, okay, yes. Right, yeah, physical copy, can even have a physical copy. Yeah. I think, yeah. Right, so like, I remember back in the day when you get a digital copy, they used to send you a CD with a physical copy. You're right. I think big studios use ZBrush and that stuff because how good support they have, and as well as industry standard. Yeah, so what industry standard is, I don't think that's no longer a thing, right? So people say that, but you know, because companies like repeatable results, and that's good. But like as far as like this is good because it's the industry standard, I don't think that really applies anymore. I think that applies once upon a time, but I think it comes down to, does the software have the things that you need for it to perform, you know? And I think like Blender broke that mold of kind of like, you know, this is industry standard, so it must be good. There's a lot of industry standard software that is really not good. Believe you me, like I've used like it's good to a point. I wouldn't say it's not good, right? It's good to a point, right? So like things like 3D Studio Max, right? I don't know, like I know why they use 3D Studio Max, right? It's to do with Autodesk and the construction industry and all that sort of stuff. But that thing is so old, it's like it's basically being held up with you know, shoestring and bubblegum. The thing is a collection of plugins, you know, and it's just crazy, you know. I remember using that. I use 3D Studio Max. That's how I learned how to do 3D, and that's my main 3D software, right? That I've used professionally. If I go somewhere to work for them or whatever it is, most likely I'm using 3D Studio Max or Maya or something like that. But Maya seems like they probably did a rewrite at some point, and it feels a little more modern. But Max, man, that thing is so old, you know. And again, you know, the construction industry is what I think is keeping that software going. you know. So, but Blender is so much more modern. Like I remember modeling in Max, right? And that thing would take so long unless you have specific plugins. You model really slow in Max. When I switch over to Blender, just how Blender is built fundamentally, my modeling increased like 300%, man. Like I was so fast in it, it wasn't even crazy. I mean, it was crazy. Sorry, excuse me. It was crazy how fast like I could model something in there. And this is not a knock on Autodesk, you know. It's just like because something is industry standard, sometimes they have to keep the standards, and that means keep it holding the technology back a bit, you know, because they have like bigger clients who need like an old feature, and sometimes that old feature holds the software back from being up to date. That's kind of what I mean. So, Autodesk, if you're watching this, and I love you, kinda, but you know, it is what it is, right? And thank God for Blender, you know. And then too, you know, I mean, a company is not a person. It's just a collection of people trying to make money. Come on, you stop it. Yeah, if something is free, then you are the product. Yeah, yeah, I see what they're saying because they collect data on you and they make the user into a thing. Yeah, it's probably because it's more expensive for big companies to restrain, restrain their employees, and they want the money flow in. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, so I mean, it's all about like the biggest clients and on who they service, and sometimes you as a regular artist, you know, they're not really catering to you per se, but they're catering to bigger companies like you know Epic Games and stuff like that. And which is fine. I mean, there's certain perks. Sometimes the bigger company might want a feature, and then you get like a cool feature in there as a regular user. You know, and if you're a regular user and you wanted something, they may not like directly listen to you, which I think is wrong. But you know, stuff like that happens and stuff like that. So I mean, there's pros and cons to almost every aspect. But I'm down with the free software movement. Richard Stallman. If you don't know who that is, look him up. Basically, the guy that invented and founded the GNU slash Linux operating system, which is what we're using. Now, people are probably familiar with the guy called Linus. I think it's Linus Torvald or whatever his name is. He created the Linux that sits on top of you know the GNU system and that kind of thing. So it's a whole thing, you know. And if you look at any Richard Stallman's videos, he would school you on that. You know, so there's a lot here in the little Linux world to even know and that kind of thing. Okay, let's take a look. Let's come out of this isolation mode. So this is a thing, right? So you gotta merge the scene with this thing. Let's see if we could actually do like a full-on merge. So I'm gonna select these two pieces right here, and I'm going to just collapse all the modifiers, and let's see if I don't. You know what? A merge would not work right off. Let's I'm gonna fix this in a minute here, guys. Hold on. I just discovered something. Center. Okay, we gotta extrude these edges over here. Let's get rid of that. Gotta extrude them back so that we could work with a proper merge. Okay, so this is extruded back. They're penetrating the mesh. Penetrating the mesh. And okay. So let's go ahead and try to see if we could do a boolean on this. A boolean. Oh, before we even do that, I want to definitely make a copy of this. Oh, you're back? No, yeah, I was totally agreeing with you with, you know, that whole, that whole thing we was talking about. I was agreeing with you. Okay, I'm going to make a copy of this, guys. And this is going to be the one that we're going to sculpt on. So I'm going to copy this off. Let's put this in a new collection. Sculpt. Do you know of Richard Stallman? Okay, so let's see if this will work. Crossing my fingers and toes. Boolean. Alright. Which one has it? Is it this one or this one? Oh, they both have it? It's my bad. Okay, so let's see. Take this and let's merge this onto that. Alright, so right now we have difference, we want union. No! How about fast? Yes! This works. Kinda. Did it actually work? I gotta allow the word crap on here. Let's go ahead. Yeah. Also can't really crap on Autodesk because Fusion 360 install. Oh, how is Fusion 360? I want to know that. Like, is it Fusion or, oh, you know what? They have Inventor also. Wait a minute, what's going on here? Didn't we union this with this? What? I'm gonna apply that. Is this like extra? Let's hide. It didn't even do jack. Okay. I think what's going on is I gotta close it, you know. It's one of those things where okay. Let's select this, let's close this up. Okay, I'm gonna scale X or Y 0. Grab. Okay, it's got to be like a thing, right? It's got to be like a console piece for all that to work, guys. You know, that's how that works. Okay. Scale X. Oh, Y 0. It's good time somewhere. Right, yeah. Okay, okay. Alright guys, so I'm just gonna just get this going here. Go to the last there. So just so that everyone knows out there, so I'm doing something different these days, right? So like at the beginning of the stream, right? At the beginning of the stream, let's just take a moment here, guys. At the beginning of the stream, you would notice that sometimes, we have little characters that come out. So those are view attacks. So a view attack is something you could do while I'm actually working here on the, on the stream. I'm in Blender or I'm in 3D Code or wherever. You could like literally put your finger over the, over the video, and a little box will pop up that says view attack. And when you click on that, you could throw rocks at me. You could throw tomatoes at things on the screen. So there was like 2 view attacks at the beginning of the stream. If someone could leave me a comment in YouTube, right? If you're watching this in YouTube and you leave me a oh no, straight to the Mr. I got my my breakfast that Mr. Potato just sent me. Thanks for the tomato. So if you could tell me the 2 view attacks that popped up at the beginning of the stream, I will send you some pictures in What? Xsinick, you see that? Oh, that's so funny. That horn is loud. What? Okay, back to Blender, guys. But anyways, if you know the view attacks at the beginning and you leave me a comment of what those 2 things are, I will send you some exclusive imagery and that kind of thing from the stream. I like that, Mr. Potato. I didn't realize the horn was that loud. Now, is that horn because something cool happened? Is that what those horns are for? For cool stuff? Okay, so I'm gonna make this into a solid so we could do better bullioning in Blender. Right, so I just did that. Let's do the bottom part here. Oops. Okay, now it's solid, somewhat. Okay, let's come out of isolation mode here. Okay, now let's see if we can merge this into the suit here. Okay, we grab that. Let's go back. Let's add a boolean. Let's select this. Ooh. Something happened. Why? There we go. We want a union. Oh, I think this might be it. Okay, let's go ahead and apply this. Hide that. Yeah, boy, we got the union. Yeah. Look at that. Woo! It's all one mesh now. Wow. Well, thank you, smank you very much. Okay. So now, what could happen from here is that we could definitely go and sculpt on this. But that will be another stream, guys. I got to split for a minute. Yeah, I got to split. So we're gonna continue streaming. I'm gonna try my best to be early in the morning like this. I got a bunch of other things to do this morning, and hopefully we'll meet back up a little bit later this afternoon. They almost blow out your ears. Oh yeah, that horn is crazy. So anyone could do a view attack. Doesn't matter, who you are. Even I could do view attacks. Let's see where this one is gonna land. Straight on xsinick's face. Yeah, and maybe one on me also. Yeah, so alright. I'll see you guys in a little bit. God bless. Take it easy. And thanks for tuning in, you know. Remember, yeah. What? I like that one. I'll see you guys later. God bless. Take it easy. xsinick out.